That's why.
Oh.
Because I'm stupid. That's why. Here we go. Well, all the people in the podcast sadly won't hear the intro video. Because on the podcast anyway. Hi, folks. Welcome to Vanishing Gates. I am Jay, and this guy here is...
The podcaster Jack.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about weird things, paranormal, unexplained, inexplicable,
Inexplicably unexplainable.
or the easily explained, like we will talk about tonight.
I'm pretty sure we'll have fun talking about it,
I'm
but
gonna ruffle some damn
pretty
feathers
sure
tonight.
it's easy to explain, to be honest.
I'm going to ruffle some feathers tonight.
It sounds like it's
cheesy.
super easy to explain.
It really is.
I mean, I feel like it's you can go down the rabbit hole because I think we're going to disagree. I think we will disagree by the end result.
I think you'll
maybe.
be surprised at my assertion on this, but maybe not. So one thing we do want to talk about, though, is our sponsors. They're dope as fuck, if you will.
This is true.
And Jack, who do you want to talk about first? Awesome, badass sponsorship-wise.
Manitoba's 2 Street Music. Is there another title part of that? It's just Manitoba's Music or 2 Street Music.
Manitoba's 2 Street Music here in Eureka, California.
In Eureka, California.
Even Bigfoot.
Do they do the interwebs?
They do. I'm not sure. I think they don't have a website that I know of. I think that they just sell their stuff on a separate website. But I will talk to said owners, the people that run it, and see if that is the case.
Yes, because it'd be cool for people who are not local, potentially, even if they do international, maybe, because they have good pricing.
Oh, they're good-ass people.
Really good service.
And the eponymous owners, that's what it is, eponymous, that's what it is looking for.
It's eponymous that he figured this out.
Owners. You don't know what that means, do you?
It's upon us. It's a joke about upon us.
The
not
joke
upon
about
us.
being upon us is upon us now.
It's upon us.
Why is it you can't grow a damned beard? I think the problem
what do you
is
think is on my face?
The damned mustache. You can't grow a mustache. I must ask you why you can't grow a beard.
I can grow the beard. The mustache, I believe I was cursed by a Tibetan monk.
Your beard is as thin as the layer of Greek protection at the pass of Thermopylae.
My beard, my mustache looks
didn't register
just
that in your brain yet, did you?
Just like your eyebrows. It's both. They're both imaginary. You got to think really hard to make them exist.
My eyebrows are shaved
very fake
intentionally.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Wow, they are actually.
Solidarity with cancer survivors.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you'd actually shaved your eyebrows recently. I didn't look for a second there.
They're blonde, stupid fuck.
The best part is I wouldn't even have noticed. That's how amazing this is.
Smart.
I would have no idea.
It's delighting, you
Just
cunt.
Fantastic.
God damn it.
Oh, are they still blonde?
Yeah.
Are they still
been
there?
Blonde for my entire life.
I thought you shaved them. Like I looked at you just now. I really couldn't see them.
Here's the crazy part about my facial hairs and whatnot and my body hair, because you guys really want to hear this.
Oh.
Every once in a while, I have like a random, like really dark hair.
Oh yeah, no, that
like
happens to me too.
Hair,
as blonde,
and those are the ones that turn white.
Oh yeah,
they don't even like.
in the beard that happened
they
to me.
don't gray. They go bleach white. Like my beard, it's happening in my beard under what you would call your soul patch right now with that little tiny
right here and then
fernacle.
Right here, right around there, on that corner. I'm getting a chance some white, but it turns like you get that one dark hair, and then it's just like, what's up? I'm gonna change color in a minute.
I get them in droves,
Goodbye.
and sometimes I'm like, do I look like some kind of weird cat animal?
Oh God!
So it is the week of Thanksgiving, the week we give thanks for having turkey and pie, and our relatives leaving our house afterwards. That's what we're thankful for. Yep. So, what are your plans for Thanksgiving, Jack? You fucking asshole!
Okay,
who didn't even try to figure out what was going on, even though as a tradition for 16
this
goddamn
is the first
years.
time in my life and in my wife's life where we have a house where independent from everything, and we wanted to have a Thanksgiving, and you guys said that you were not going to be hosting any more events.
No, I didn't say that.
At least not in the terms like the major
we wanted
stuff.
to settle it down.
And so I said, okay, well, we'll do it this year, and then I'll just invite you guys. And then when I went to go invite you guys, you're like, we'd already known like 2 months ago, and I was like,
you
what?
invited me
What?
today.
Yeah, you're invited. Isn't that nice? Don't you feel like lucky?
You invited me today.
Yeah, just come over to my place.
Had you let me know
all
a month
plans
ago,
have changed.
I would have just asked what you want me to bring, and I could have saved a fuck ton of money on food
And car insurance?
by switching to go somewhere else.
Yes, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this isn't really my fault.
No, it 100% is your fault.
No,
You
I
missed
feel
your
like-
nephew's and your mom's joint birthday party this weekend.
I have been so tired recently. Get off my back.
I'm not on
Okay,
your
it's
back.
it's probably black mold. I'm probably dying of black mold.
Probably.
And it's probably making me forget
And-
stuff.
You want me to go to your house while there's a black mold infection going on?
Yeah, all of it. Don't use laugh tracks.
I got the
against me.
soundboard worked up finally.
Do you know what all the buttons do?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's fantastic. I don't think people want that.
Oh, I think they do.
I'm waiting for
That
nothing.
did nothing.
That did nothing.
That did nothing
That
at
was
all.
nothing.
That was a big nothing
That was
burger.
that was a big waste. No, I mean,
So, yeah, Thanksgiving's going to be fun. Guys, party out. Don't drink and drive. We say this on every freaking show we do when we talk about holidays. If you're going to imbibe, don't drink and drive.
yeah, don't.
We love you guys. We don't want you guys to be haunting cars or
If you're gonna come with that
roadsides, okay?
shit that you drive better when you drink, don't believe it.
No, you
don't believe the hype.
No, you fucking don't. You don't at all.
You are the hype. Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, don't believe
lie
the
to
hype.
yourself because there's no reason to take other people at risk just because you think you can do something fantastic.
So, speaking of the birthday that you missed,
Yes, I know.
we went to the kids' jiu-jitsu class
Oh.
on Saturday morning and brought donuts. And that leads us into our next
You brought
sponsorship.
donuts to a place where everybody works out
Hell yeah.
endlessly.
And the MMA guys were right after the kids' jits class. And we left the donuts there because I didn't need that much sugar in my
Oh
house.
God, no, no,
So, but the shout out there goes to Lost Boys. Whoop, whoop.
no. Is your entire family going now?
I'm trying to coerce the youngest, or not the youngest one, the oldest son to go. So here's the spread on that. Oldest daughter, youngest son doing both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai.
That's pretty
Okay.
strong. That's a tough one. But,
Youngest daughter is doing Muay Thai but won't do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which irritates me because I'm like, dude, you need to do this. It's good for
to
you.
be honest, that sounds like her because she's more of an offensive attacker
It
than
doesn't
she is
matter.
someone who
That's
wants
my
to learn
biggest
any kind of
okay,
defense.
so that's my biggest problem. I studied striking martial arts my whole life, and I never really got into grappling martial arts. And it pisses me off that I didn't think about it earlier in life, and I should have. I should have dedicated
wants to kick
the
people.
same amount of time. I know,
Really hard.
but the thing is, as I've gotten older, I'm almost fucking 40, I realize you need to learn all the things to be more effective.
Yeah, you do. If you need a good rounded approach, you need BJJ or wrestling. You really need a ground game plus grappling. One or the other, like
And the
or
oldest,
both.
and the oldest
If you're
son,
really
he's
good.
just not doing any because he wants to just play video games because he's the one that has the tisms.
Yes.
Yeah, and the wife is doing Muay Thai, but she won't do jits because she doesn't want other people's crotches in her face that aren't mine. But I'm so
But
glad.
did
she
you tell her
likes-
that's not what this is
I'm
about?
so
right?
glad she likes that one crotch in her face. That makes me the happiest camper ever.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's what you want, right? At least you can't go wrong there. No, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like, my
This is
oldest
like the worst advertisement we've ever given for
And-
anyone.
I want to send my kids to Lost Boys, but my oldest, he's just. Well, Kobe Bryant said it best about the Los Angeles Lakers when he said that they were soft like Charmin, and my
What?
oldest is basically just Charmin.
Bro, we'll toughen him
He's
up.
ultra. He's like ultra plus Charmin. Like you don't.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Because he gets hurt. Like
Okay, I'll explain
if
this
he
to you right
accidentally
now.
trips, he startles himself and screams, and then he
That's
cries for like
fine.
20
He's
minutes.
also like 6 years old, dude.
He's got the emotional range of a potato.
It doesn't matter. He'll get better.
He went to a birthday party and they gave him a cupcake and they gave it to him on a plate, but he didn't want the plate, so he cried and said he didn't have a cupcake,
Okay,
even though the
listen.
cupcake was sitting in front of him on a plate.
He's a little kid that's gone through a
Literally
lot of
what
stress in
happened.
his life. Sending him to Lost Boys would be a great investment for him in the future.
Someone would choke him out just for fun.
No, they'd work with him. That's the one thing about
That's
Lost
what I'm
Boys that's
worried
really
about.
awesome.
I don't want
is
someone to get
every
annoyed and be
student-
like, I'm tired of this.
Listen, every student that's there, every coach that's there, they work really hard to make sure things are going well and that everyone grows together. I was watching my oldest daughter roll with new kids that are just new into the class, and she hasn't been there for too long, about a year, I think. But she'll sit and sit with the kids and be like, hey, here's what you need to do to get out of this. And everyone that goes there is freaking phenomenal and awesome. And it's well worth your time.
I can still beat up your oldest.
Well, yeah, you outweigh her by 255 freaking pounds.
She just kicks me in the face now. She full on hits me, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not here for that. And so like one time she did that, and I just like grabbed her and like wrapped her up, and then just fell on top of her. I just let my weight go down. I was like, you know what? You're about to learn a lesson today about heavy people.
Let's reel it back.
If we fall on you.
Lost Boys, check them out.
Shout Timber.
If you're in NorCal, it means Northern California. And no, San Francisco Bay Area does not count as Northern California. That's
I keep hearing this crap. Okay, listen. Okay, that is Central California. That is as central as
I've been putting it, when I lived in Stockton for the fucking worst 6 months of my life.
Oh, I remember leaving. I went and lived in Fort Bragg for 3 months. That was the worst of my life.
Well, you and our sister lived in L.A. for a good 6 months, too, at one point when you were really
That
young.
wasn't as bad as Fort Bragg. And I didn't even get to eat in L.A. So
in case
I'll tell you how bad
we're not
things
talking
are.
about Fort Bragg, the military situation.
Not
we're
North
talking
Carolina.
About Fort Bragg, California, where if you throw a rock, you'll hit a Megan's Law sex offender.
And your sister cousin,
all the
potentially.
time. And probably the family tree doesn't branch.
No,
that said, though, Fort Bragg does have one of the best breweries in the entire world, in my humble opinion.
It's the incest. It makes it really.
In my opinion, it's not humble
It's
at all.
the statistics there are you're like 40%. I think it's like 30 or 40%. 30 or 40% chance that you're going to leave that high school in Fort Bragg pregnant.
Well, I mean that's
or with a kid or already with a kid.
High school,
No, but in this town in particular, it's like everyone I met that came out of that high school was pregnant. Every single person I met and worked with or knew in that town had gotten pregnant in that high school.
That's amazing.
And
How
I was
many
just
high
like, this
schoolers
is
did you know
fantastic.
when you were living there?
They were all adults.
Don't answer those questions.
They were all adults at this point.
And that's how Jack ended up on Megan's
What are you
Law.
talking about? They were all adults. Why would I? Oh, you're not funny.
That was pretty funny.
You're not funny at all.
Hold on. Wait. What was that? Okay, 1 second.
Oh.
1 sec. Hold on.
Breaking news?
Oh, folks, breaking news.
Breaking news,
1 second. As a paranormal talk show, we do have a line into the supernatural and the folks that are gone. And we just got this from Norm MacDonald's desk in heaven. Breaking news. Jeffrey Epstein still did not kill himself.
And also, Ghislaine Maxwell's going on trial, so you need to pay attention to that.
That's also the next part. You don't have to cut the joke off, you fucking asshole.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Also, Ghislaine Maxwell is going on trial soon. And as a ton of, young ladies like to call it, the day that justice stood still. Because she's going to walk.
Oh, yeah, she's going to walk so hard. She's going to walk fucking right out of this like a Dewey Cox story.
She's going to walk just as hard as Jeffrey. Okay, I can't go with that joke anymore. Thanks, Norm. We appreciate you. And as always, stay Canadian.
You know, that's something that actually you might tie back to what we're going to talk about a little bit about conspiracy theories, but I think she's going to walk. I think, honestly, they're not trying to put this on the media. They're trying to bury this lead hard. They do not want it out there.
We spent a bunch of attention on stupid shit with the OJ trial, and all he did was saw someone's head off. So,
I mean,
at
the end of the day, he's reformed. He hasn't done it again since. I love OJ.
He went to jail for stealing his own stuff back, but he didn't go to prison for murdering two people. What are you talking about?
Hey, he was acquitted.
Yeah, well,
don't put it on him. He was
anyway.
let go. They found him innocent, and that's the end of the story. That's how it works.
That's because the LAPD.
The only time this is not the truth is when it's Bill Cosby or Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh God, that's the
Both
worst
in
one.
the same industry.
Dr. Huxtable pisses
and
me
not
off
the right
so
one
much.
you're thinking about.
I looked up to fucking Bill Cosby, and that fucking asshole. Fuck that guy. He only
Oh,
got
my
off because
God.
the DA was a fucking moron.
Oh no,
That's
pure
like
and simple.
so many fucks
Pure
I just
and
said right
simple.
now.
Well, when it comes down to it, Ghislaine's gonna, she's gonna sit on that trial.
So, are
They're
you
gonna let her walk.
Here's the deal, guys. If you want to tell us your stories of the paranormal explained, paranormal and unexplained, that didn't even make sense. Fucking.
The para explained normal. If you've got videos, if you've
If
got
you have
evidence,
any cool evidence of things that are unexplained or places to check out and investigate, any horror movie ideas, not horror, I do have a speech impediment, email us. Tell VG your stories at gmail.com, and we would love to read them on the air. We will leave your name out if you would like us to.
yep.
I won't read your last name, but just your first name if you just don't tell us not to. Also, if you send us your bank account information and your mother's maiden name and your social security number just for the safety of...
Where was your first
No,
job?
we're not supposed to do that?
Oh, no, I don't think we are.
Yeah, no, we won't
Okay,
do
don't
that part. Don't do
please.
that part,
Yeah, don't do
please.
that.
We're not in the Soviet Russia.
So, what do you think about this this Maxwell trial?
Oh, I think that justice will not be
I
served.
think we're gonna have to actually do like
As-
a live, like we're gonna have to watch this trial as it goes on, and then talk about it as it's going on, because this is
As a bunch of young
this
ladies
is one of those things.
would call it, the day that justice died.
I think that's what
So
it'll wind up being.
bye, Ghislaine
And
Pie.
I'm gonna put it to you
No?
like this:
No, is
there,
that not gonna work?
I almost guarantee you that there's gonna
You're
be
just gonna
people.
talk over me, asshole.
No, I got you. But I was just gonna say that this isn't this is kind of an apolitical situation where people need to realize that there's going to be people that we like and we've looked up to that are going to be on these lists.
There's no politics in pedophilia.
No, but I'm saying there's that went to this island. There are going to be
Kill them.
people. There are going to be people that have lied and can lie really well, like certain murderers, and they're going to be on these lists. And they're going to get recognized and identified, and this is going to flip some shit. If it actually goes full on and she starts talking and they can get proof,
That's not going to happen.
it's going to flip everything.
Okay, so
no, she'll be dead before
I'm
she
going to
can.
make
But
the sound that a lot of very famous people will be making to the public if she does tell the truth. Are you ready?
what is that?
That's the worst kissing sound ever. That is.
I mean,
Smooching some ass.
the fact of the matter is they already know that. What was it? I think that there was one that was proven, which is we know a sitting president had gone, and we know a actor,
A lot of sitting
an
presidents.
actor.
British royalty.
British
actors,
royalty. What was
many-
it? Which actor
many
was it? Was
actors.
he was not happy. The only person that was happy when Ricky Gervais was giving that rip down
He
of the
wasn't
entire
only one that
Hollywood.
wasn't happy, but you
No,
could
because
tell
the only
that
person who was happy though was fucking Adam Driver in the background, just laughing his
it
ass
was
off.
Adam
the
Driver,
time.
the Marine.
He was
that
just
became
laughing.
Kylo Ren, was laughing his ass off.
I
at
have
that
now
shit
gained
'cause
new
it's
respect
funny
for
as
those
hell.
movies because now I can watch them and be like, I love this guy.
Don't gain respect for those movies. Just gain
I love
respect
that
for
guy.
Adam Driver. That
The fact that he's like, I'll laugh at this because he's like, I'm the only person in this room who's not one. Yes, he's like obvious now.
There was a lot of other actors and actresses that were. I know we're not supposed to say actresses anymore. Fuck you. I don't care.
Who cares?
So we're going to change things up a little bit, and we're going to go into the topic of the show. I think at this point,
because we're moving on past it. This is a conspiracy
Speaking of
theory dip. We're going to move
conspiracies.
on, and this
Now-
isn't a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy theory. There's a difference.
Not mouth fuck the mic so much.
I can't. I cannot.
You just get your mouth off the microphone.
My
just
mouth
a
is like an
little
inch
bit.
away from this damn mic.
And you yell like a fucking banshee.
Yes, I do.
I feel like you're signaling the death of a fucking Irish prominent person.
Well, yeah,
We did that too. Anyway,
I do that on weekends.
that was a topic. I mean, we covered. What?
Oh, yeah, you didn't know? I'm a banshee on side.
Are you a banshee
Yes.
or
That's
a
my
band
identification.
them? And, no, we can't go any further than that. We'll definitely get banned, demonetized. Not that we're monetized
We're
now.
gonna piss some people off with that one. Oh, hold
You
on.
didn't turn your
That
ringer
is
off.
my-
That's
that's
good.
that's my you're gonna die pills if you don't take them thing.
Oh yeah, you don't need those. It's fine.
I need to take those when I go.
You have a bottle of water in front of you.
Oh, yes, I do.
Why don't you take those with you if you know you're going to die if you don't take them?
Yeah, I don't know. I like to play Russian roulette with my life.
I know because you brought fast food pizza over.
I know.
Again.
Okay, listen. I only ate like 3 pieces.
When's the last time you tried to do a sit-up?
Yesterday. I cleaned my entire house today.
You tried to do a sit-up yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I cleaned my entire house.
I feel like I don't believe that you tried to do a sit-up yesterday.
I cleaned my entire house today.
Your house is 100 foot by 100 foot.
Yeah, nailed it.
You literally just swept the floor.
I have a 1-year-old. Do you know how messy that gets?
He's not walking yet.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Why isn't...
He's been over here walking all the time.
I haven't seen Cartman walk once yet. I've seen him standing.
He's been walking for like the past 4 or 5 months.
Well, then you know what that means.
No?
You need to respect his authority.
Oh my god. And yeah, anyway, so I'm trying to be more and more active. Okay, get off my back.
Good.
Because it hurts too much.
You should be.
It hurts too
Me
much.
too. We're both dying, so it's fine. Now, guys, we didn't do a show last week because
Or the week before.
Yeah, we both have health issues all the time.
Oh yeah,
Even though I'm in shape and he's fat and morbidly a wildebeest.
It's that's hurtful but accurate.
I also have health issues. Most of it meaning I do stupid stuff like slip and bust a knee I dropped a gun safe on.
Nice.
Now, here's what's fucked
Good
up
for
is
you.
my kid calls me out because she goes to jits, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Lost Boys.
Oh yeah,
Again.
I think you do.
And she's doing the whole training thing. And she had stayed the night at her friend's house who also trains with her. And I'm watching. I'm like, she looks like she's phoning it in. Like she's not happy to be here. And I told her that. I'm like, what's up with you phoning this stuff in? Why aren't you like really training? It's like, well, I slept funny and my neck hurts. I'm like, so you're phoning it in? You don't just like tough through it? And she's like, Dad, at least I don't have a knee injury that kept me home. And I was stung deeply because she legitimately called me out.
Yeah, that's what happens when they get older. They get smart-assed.
Yeah, I wasn't more proud.
Oh
I haven't been
God.
more proud in so long.
I am so sad right now because I just realized she's about to go to college soon, isn't she?
Fuck no, she's not. No. She's not about to go to college soon.
She's only a few years away.
Yeah, a few years away is important.
But do you realize how old that makes me?
Fuck you. I changed your goddamn diapers, you cunt. What do you mean how old that makes you?
You're like only 6 years older than me. Shut up.
I'm enough years older than you that I changed your diapers.
And as far as I remember, you're not that much older than me.
Oh my god, dude.
You're less coordinated than my kid.
I am far
She's
more
not
coordinated than
at
you.
all. Yeah.
I've always been the healthy, coordinated one.
Anyways, so
And I'm still dying.
conspiracy
It's great.
theories.
Yeah, it's not a conspiracy theory.
No, it's
But we
probably
do
real.
have an anniversary to talk about today, and it's not the kind of anniversary most people want to talk about.
Nope.
Today we're going to talk about the anniversary of Jackie Onassis Kennedy becoming single and avoiding a bunch of creepy people that she was married to. A creepy person. Just
creepy
is that
family.
the wrong way to say it?
A creepy
This is the
family, really.
assassination date of John F. Kennedy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people are going to like that intro.
Oh, I'm going to get a lot of
I
hate
feel
for
like
that
you
one. If
and
you've
I
been
have
listening to the
disagreement on
show
things
at
here.
all, you should know that we don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, and you should also know that me and him disagree heavily on things. So don't kill me this time. If you have any hate mail,
How
send it
many
to
times have you been
TellBG.
killed? We don't get hate
Your
mail.
stories at gmail.com.
Yeah, you can do that. Or if you want to share
With a
your
story.
fanfic porn, then send it there too. So on November 22nd, this day, in 1963 at 12:30 p.m. in Dallas, Texas, our 35th president, 35th, right?
35th?
I'm reading my own notes, and I don't have my glasses on. So
I don't
those
remember.
anymore.
I think
35th
somewhere
president.
around there, yeah.
He was driving through a motorcade. Or driving through a motorcade. He was driving in a motorcade.
He was driving through that fucker. He was going hard.
He was driving through Dealey Plaza. Well, he wasn't driving. They were driving through Dealey Plaza. This isn't funny, okay? It's only been 40 fucking 8 years.
Somebody was driving through Daily Plaza, and he just happened to be in
Jesus.
the back, potentially.
Anyway, he was driving through. They were driving through Dealey Plaza when the president, the POTUS, at the time, John F. Kennedy, was shot. 3 shots were fired. He was struck in the head, which is not a good.
Is that lethal,
Thing.
if I recall?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
What's that one from Arizona? That Congress lady whose husband was an astronaut.
I don't know.
Gabby Gifford or some crap like
Gabby, I know who she is. I know who you're talking about.
that. Yeah. It's sad that happened to her.
Yeah. Anywho, so actually, fun fact: sometimes, if depending on how crappy the calibers and how close you are, if you fire at a skull, the human skull can actually stop the bullet, and the curvature can hit just right and force it to go around, and it'll blow
it's
out the
called
skin,
keyholing.
and that you can survive theoretically if you're lucky.
Here's the thing. What brings this up is Joe Rogan, as you guys know, I'm a fan. I've been listening. I'm wearing a Joe Rogan shirt under my sweatshirt. Posted a picture of one of the bullets from the evidence. Brandon Herrera, also known as the AK guy or AK Jesus on YouTube.
I didn't get to watch it all the way today, but I started it.
He talked about it. He took the same gun with the same round and did a bunch of tests.
He didn't take the exact same gun.
It was the same gun with a slightly shorter barrel. It's the exact same gun with a slightly shorter
changes
barrel.
everything, actually.
No, it doesn't.
And Brandon Herrera should know that.
It doesn't
changes
change
trajectory, velocity, it
How
changes
often
spin.
do you shoot?
Dude, I am a nerd for some things. Especially
Okay, explain the rifle.
a rifling?
The rifle.
The rifle itself?
Talk about the rifle and round.
Okay, never mind. You're good. You got me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So he took the bullet, or the gun, and he fired the bullet, and he tested this theory.
Mm-hmm.
Two various outcomes. We'll get into that later. But that's what brings this up.
Yeah, that's kind of the beginning of it for me, really.
That's why I was like, okay, we should do a show about this. We will do our BTK episode ending soon.
Yeah, this is an anniversary thing, though.
Yeah. The anniversary of Jackie O getting single.
How did she avoid everything that happened? That's the question. Like, what was going on there? Because she had to have known something.
No. What are you taking crazy pills? Do you need a tinfoil hat? I will call Tom Vlassis and give you a tinfoil hat from him as a gift.
Why would you say this?
Because he's a conspiracy guy and you're an Alex Jones nutter. That's why.
I'm not an Alex. I haven't watched Alex Jones in like 6 years. I'm reformed.
It's like you're a recovering Catholic.
I'm recovering. No, actually, it's been 10 years.
No longer do confession.
It's been 10 years? Yeah, 10 years.
So
I will say though, he's very entertaining.
I feel like I'm gonna regret saying this, but
He is a fine
there's
water salesman.
A really hot picture of Jackie O escaping the car.
Oh,
She's got some back. Had some back. 10-10 would smash.
I mean, not now, right? I mean,
Yeah, not anymore.
I don't think. I don't
Is she
think
still around?
I don't know.
I
if
feel
Jackie
bad about
Onassis
not
is
knowing if she's still
alive.
around. I mean, if she's old and still has that booty, maybe.
I am not sure.
I mean, it wouldn't have stopped JFK. The only thing that stopped him was a bunch of lead.
I feel you have a very different opinion on how this worked out.
Anyway, let's continue on. There's so many people right now that hate me if they even hear this. Okay, so writing with the president at the time was the governor, John Connolly, I believe, governor of Texas. I could be wrong. I think Connolly was his name. Let me double check my notes. Yeah, John Connolly. He was wounded as well, but he did survive. But 30 minutes after the shooting, JFK was pronounced dead at Parkland Memorial Hospital. That comes to play later as well.
That's weird. Usually headshots are pretty much like,
Yeah.
you're dead.
So what we're talking about is the conspiracy ideas and why all of them are wrong.
No, why they're right.
No.
They're right.
So just over an hour, I think it was like 70 minutes after, and that's not me looking at my notes, it's me trying to remember. After the shooting, Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
The guy that killed John F. Kennedy, Lee Harvey Oswald. The guy, I want to say this again, the guy that actually shot and killed John F. Kennedy, Lee Harvey Oswald.
Theoretically.
One more time. The guy that actually shot and killed John F. Kennedy.
He was not the one
Lee
who shot.
Harvey Oswald.
Did not shoot Kennedy.
Do I have to say it again? Was arrested by Dallas
PD.
PD.
Not shoot Kennedy. He
Now,
didn't do it.
Oswald was a Marine, and most people I hear argue about this was there's no way he could take the shot, there's no way he could make this shot, there's 3 shots, blah, 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 blah. No, you don't understand anything about ballistics or people that shoot if you say that. So, fuck off. The question really breaks down to something else, and we will get to that as well. Did Oswald shoot Kennedy? Absolutely.
No.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Now, was there more to it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we know two things, because if we use Occam's razor, we know that the simplest solution is often the correct solution.
And that's why you always make it look simple.
How much planning ahead do you think it would take for someone to do? We'll get into that.
Let me ask you something. Hold on, no,
more
because that's a good question. How much planning does it take to go into assassinating a sitting president of the most powerful nation in the entire world? How much planning do you think it takes to kill the most powerful man in the entire world? What planning? Do you just say, you know what, I'm going to open a Cracker Jack box and then I'm going to start shooting?
Okay, about this much planning. Hey, look, he's in a convertible. Hey, there's a window and a rifle.
That's
I
not how that works.
I ruined your entire argument just like that.
You think they don't clear these buildings? You
No,
think that they
don't.
aren't up and downing all of this stuff?
They do now because JFK was assassinated from a window by Lee Harvey Oswald. Yes, they do now.
Incorrect.
They didn't have counter snipers back then. No, it's not incorrect. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? They didn't have counter snipers. Do you think
They didn't use a bunch of counter
just
snipers
no
in
one protecting them?
1963 or whatever it was? Yeah, I was right.
They did.
No, they didn't.
Oh yeah, they did.
Were you
What do you
there?
think the lady on the grassy knoll was?
There was no one on the grassy knoll.
The babushka lady was a counter sniper. You just didn't know it. That's why she had that big
The
jacket on. She was hiding her
babushka lady?
Druganov.
Yeah, because no one would have seen that giant
She was
piece of
she was
coming
hiding
out
her
of
Druganov
dress.
to counter sniper people.
Oh my God, killing me. While I do think communism was involved,
Oh yeah, it definitely was. Somewhere
that's
down
not
the line.
the point. So yeah, just over an hour. It's like 70 minutes, I think it was. Oswald got arrested. He was a Marine. Contrary to popular belief, he was actually a fucking shooter as a Marine. I don't know what to call that because I didn't serve in the military.
Wasn't he a math guy, like radio or?
Okay, so all the
did
Marines I know
technical.
actually have to qualify with their rifles.
Well, yeah, you have to be able to shoot.
And that
Doesn't
wouldn't
mean
have
you're
been
a
a
marksman.
rifle he wouldn't be used to. Yes, they would be marksmen. Thank you, marksmen. Every Marine I have ever met that served in active duty,
They all eat crayons. So I don't
qualified
think
as a
you're
marksman.
you're
Hey,
oversimplifying
don't
the crayon
bitch at
eaters.
someone that will eat crayons, okay?
Mm,
Crayola leads the way.
okay, well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
Don't-
they're probably
don't
seeing
tell
in,
Dad
in,
that he
in
was an Army
Technicolor
Ranger,
then.
that he wouldn't appreciate that because apparently Rangers lead the way. Speaking of which, hey, Black Rifle Coffee that Jack hates. I really want a sponsorship. I love you.
I really can't wait for you to lick the ass of a certain person you talk
Matt
crap
Best.
about.
Hey, Matt Best. I have your book, and guys, if you're looking at the video, I have a koozie with the BRC logo on it because I fucking love you. And it would be far easier to make my wife want to bed me if she has Black Rifle Coffee every day.
Yeah.
And I could stop
It's funny
picking
how
up
easy
cheap
people are that drink
prostitutes.
Black Rifle Coffee Company.
You didn't catch that part, huh?
No, I missed it. That was in my head.
So I could stop picking up cheap prostitutes.
There you go.
Anyway, back to the
They're probably cheap because they drink Black Rifle Coffee Company
back to how
coffee.
Oswald murdered John F. Kennedy with help. See? Haha. Anyway, J.D. Tippit, an officer, was also killed on November 24th during a live news feed of Oswald's transfer. Wait, I read that wrong. J.D. Tippit was also killed during that. But then, during a live... I got to write my own notes differently, guys. I'm fucking this up. Anyway, during a live news feeds of Oswald's transfer from one jail to another, he was killed by a man who owned a club named Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby most likely had mafia ties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Killed him. On live stream. Basically.
On live air.
The version of live stream there.
On air as he was being
Now,
transferred.
what's funny is the news would show Jack Ruby killing Oswald, but they pretty much scrubbed Kennedy being killed, even though there was live news everywhere. In fact, it wasn't until the Zapruder film came out.
That kind of makes sense, though.
So Abraham Zapruder came out with his 8mm film with no sound, videoing the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
If I was a nation that would just had someone assassinated, I would remove it from air because it's like it's seen as an insult to be just blasting his death everywhere, and then on top of that, the fact that you got a sitting president who was just killed. It makes us look weak to other nations. It's one of those things I think that they just did for security, national security at the time.
No.
No,
Middle of the Cold War. No. No.
I figured in the middle of the Cold War they would have not want to show that.
So here's the thing: Oswald, we'll get into that, was a fucking communist sympathizer. Period. There's no argument. He was. He was a Marine that went to become a communist sympathizer.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
It's well documented, actually.
Sounds like another.
It's not a conspiracy.
Another CIA plant to ruin a different idea to make it look bad.
No.
I mean, it does it all on its own, obviously, but
this is happening during the Bay of Pigs, or right after the Bay of Pigs. This is happening during one of the height of the Cold War when we almost nuked everyone and vice versa. Yeah, no, he was kind of an asshat.
I don't know, man.
Most Marines are cool.
I think he's MK Ultra.
Oswald wasn't. Well, that's possible, and we'll get into that too. But let's continue, shall we?
Let us continue.
Now, another fun fact. Oswald died.
Yeah, you get shot, you die. Sometimes.
But that's not the point. You know where he died?
Where?
Parkland Hospital.
Was there a Dr. West involved by any chance?
The same hospital that the guy he shot died at.
Wow, that's random.
Uh-huh.
That's very weird. Did you also know that when he was caught up in the observatory, I think they said that it was recorded. Or when they caught him, he said something along the lines of when he was tackled, why are you tackling me? What am I doing here? Like one of the things that Lee said or something like that. Lee Harvey Oswald apparently said. I was watching something earlier that said that that it was recorded by the police that when they tackled him, he was asking why they were tackling him and where he was, why he was here.
Well, it's possible he could have been a Manchurian candidate. I'm not going to disagree with that possibility.
Manchurian candidate.
I'm not going to disagree with that idea.
Manchurian.
I'm just saying if we go with the actual facts and evidence, it doesn't lead to some greater...
Yeah. Do you ever think the term Occam's razor is an interesting thing to make you not want to actually think about the shit that's happening around you?
No, because
Occam's razor is a really good excuse
the
to
fact
not
is
actually
the best way
look at
to
everything
stop
put together.
The best way to stop an argument is to knock someone the hell out, because then they stop talking.
Generally speaking. But the fact of the matter is that there was this is some sketchy shit. There's some sketchy shit that was involved with this.
Yeah, well, Jack Ruby, that's another fun story.
Yeah, that was a rabbit hole.
Yeah, so Jack Ruby, when he gets acquitted, or not acquitted, but his case gets, the charges get dismissed or something. I have notes, god damn it. I gotta look at them now. Try to just dissect my own handwriting. Anyway. Where did I put it? Those sound, I could just do this.
Very good. Your note specifications are
anyway, Ruby's conviction was actually overturned, essentially.
Yeah.
And he was still in prison. And then he suddenly died of a heart attack. Now, for those of you folks who don't know, the CIA actually has a weapon that can cause you to die of a fucking heart attack.
Mm-hmm. It got disclosed. It's something that they use melted ice and a capsule inside of that ice. Or they use an ice bullet.
No, it's a little needle.
It's a little bullet made of ice.
It's a little needly thing. It's not a bullet made of ice. You got to stop watching Wesley Snipes movies.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just double check because I might have been watching. They might have been talking about this, and then that might have been one of them, and I might have misheard what they were talking about because I usually do two things at once.
It's a pin hair organic needle thing that disintegrates in your body. Anyway, it came out during some kind of government thing. That's very scientific. Folks here are totally trusting us right now. Breakdown of this. Yeah. Now, the Warren Commission got involved, and no one cares about that because it's all a load of horse shit. Not all of it. That said, Oswald killed Kennedy with a Carcano model M1938 rifle. That weapon was actually found on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, which is where Oswald shot Kennedy from. Because
Okay,
that's
first off,
what happened.
They didn't catch him in the area. Why is that automatically
They
him?
did. They caught him in the fucking building.
Okay, he was in the building. How many other people were in the building?
I don't know how many were Marine marksmen.
That has nothing to
That
do with
were
it.
communist sympathizers.
Okay, how many? Okay, hold on.
And-
Hold on. Let me ask you a simple question. How does
I'm
one man?
confused as
How
you're
does
not putting
one
two and two
man,
together.
400 yards from a crowd during a country music festival
It
in
was 50
Nevada?
yards. Oh, yeah, that.
How did he use apparently a bump stock to fire 6 or 7 different rifles into a crowd, killing how many people?
Okay, look, we're not going to get into the politics of a bump stock.
No, because
bullshit.
he's not a marksman. He
He
trained
didn't
himself.
use a gun. He fired just straight down into a group of people. That's all he did.
Not
He
a trained marksman.
Fired. It doesn't matter.
How would he
You
know
can-
about ballistics?
Okay, dude, I bought my kid a BB gun for his fucking birthday.
Ballistics is
This
not one of
weekend,
those.
listen to
Even
me.
firing a gun that
And
as
he
many
was
times as he
shooting
did,
it
as far
without
as he
any
did.
training aside from safety and hitting his target every fucking time he shot. If you're shooting straight down, you're going to hit your target.
Okay, but you also have to ask yourself
I
a
know,
question.
because I
how,
shoot.
How did an old man with
I mean, I
arthritis
don't shoot. He wasn't
and
old with
all
arthritis.
sorts of different problems manage to fire for how long was he firing? He was firing for like 30 minutes to
Dude.
an hour? Something like that? Like he was
There
firing
are-
for a good long
there are
time.
people that do 3-gun. You know what 3-gun is?
He was not firing only
Do you,
3 guns.
do you know what 3-gun is? 3-gun is a competition. It's rifle, shotgun, pistol. And you go through a range and you fire all 3. There are people missing all of their fingers almost that do that fucking thing.
Yeah, this
quite
fool-
well.
this fool
Keanu
didn't
Reeves
do
does
it.
3-gun for fun. Bullshit.
This is the
If,
same
if
thing.
Keanu
This is
Reeves
the
can do
same
it,
thing.
so can someone who is old and gimpy.
We should get into this one later, but that's no. That guy also didn't.
We're
do it.
gonna- you
The
know
point
what?
is,
Here's what
Oswald
I do.
did not.
If we get
do
a
it.
million subscribers, I will pay for us to go do a 3-gun course.
Yeah,
I
that's
say a million because then I can actually make money and we can pay for it.
this makes sense.
I literally am just woodworking for
Will would work for money.
because I'm apparently not able to work. Amy. Anyhow,
The point
Titties.
is that there is nothing that ties Oswald into that room or that gun, other than saying he's a Marine sniper that was in the building.
and fingerprints,
And he's not a sniper,
the
and he's
fact
marksman.
that it's his
And
gun.
fingerprints in 1960. What?
You don't have to be a fucking sniper to shoot something at 50 yards.
Wait, when did he die? It was 1958, 1963. I can't remember.
He
64?
died in 1963. He died shortly after he shot Kennedy.
Fingerprints weren't even a thing at that point.
Okay, maybe it wasn't fingerprints. It was his gun.
Was it his gun?
Yes, absolutely.
Registered to him, everything.
I don't know if it was registered.
100%.
There was no gun registry back then. What am I talking about?
You got hairs. You got
I'm
anything.
stupid.
You just
I
got
shouldn't have said
no.
that.
You know what? If you're
No, that
a
part
marine,
was
if you're a
hella dumb.
marine sniper,
You're
anyone
right.
in a
You
building where
got
there's a
me on that
shooting,
one, God damn it.
and there's a shooting, you are the one who did it. There is no question. You're the only one capable of firing a gun that does all the work for you, pretty much, as long as you aim properly.
Unless there was a Coast Guard there.
And you did it. Remember, it's your fault. If there's 30 of you, all 30 of you fired that one gun at once.
You're the one
and
that
it is
talks shit
clearly-
about the veterans.
What
I
are you
don't wanna
talking
hear
about?
you.
Fuck that. I love veterans.
Just not the ones that serve good coffee
They don't serve
at a good
coffee.
price, the best coffee
And they're-
at a good price,
they're
and make
assholes.
some of the best content in the world.
Bullshit.
Period.
Bullshit.
Anyway,
If they ever sponsored us, I would literally just spend the entire segment just stabbing the bag or whatever they have that they send to us, just stabbing it repeatedly, and then just be like, "This is my theory on you."
my wife would murder you with that knife for ruining her
Probably.
delicious fucking coffee.
Probably. In either direction, you literally just accused a man of committing murder with no evidence, and you said because he's a Marine marksman, that is
What do you mean, no
purely
evidence?
the
He
only
fucking did it.
thing.
He fucking did it.
Oh, really?
Lee Harvey
Okay.
Oswald
Okay.
killed John F.
Okay,
Kennedy.
okay. Well,
there's a
I
reason.
think Jackie O killed him now. Okay, because
no.
just
Jackie
because
O
she
was
did it,
twerking her big ass
just
hot
because she did,
booty
she
out
pulled
of
out
the
a
car as
pistol and
fast as she
shot
could.
him through the side,
Okay,
and that's
you
how
didn't
that
even pay
worked.
attention to that part.
No, I did. But she shot him through the
Wow.
side, and I said so. And that's how that works. Because I said so,
I
it is
didn't
now
say so.
fact.
All the investigators that actually looked at it, and
Really?
the people that watched the
So-
Zapruder film looked at it. I'm not saying there wasn't another shooter.
Then release-
It's just really strange
I'll
that
tell you
all
what.
3 fucking bullets match the same fucking barrel, the same fucking gun that Lee Harvey Oswald had.
And he just
in
happened
the
to be
Texas
working
Book
there.
Depository.
It
For
just
fuck's
it's
sake.
That's
no,
really
he went up there to
convenient
shoot
there.
him because he got paid by a bunch of communists to fucking shoot the guy who was trying to fight fucking Castro. How do you not understand this?
because that is the dumbest answer I have ever
That
heard.
is literally
and that
the
is
actual
literally
answer.
the only, everybody that has heard this is dumber and has less intelligence than they did prior to you stating these things. The entire world is now suffering further for it.
I am face palming right now harder than the other fucking district attorney at Kyle Rittenhouse's trial.
That's a pretty fucking hard face palm. Listen. I get it. I get he was a commie sympathizer.
We're gonna get a lot of hate for that.
I don't
too.
give a shit about, commie capitalism. I don't have a horse in any of these goddamn races. But the fact of the matter is, it's too clean of a goddamn excuse.
Did you
And the
say
reason I
you
say
don't
that
have a horse in anyone's races.
in either of these races, in capitalism or communism, I don't really care.
So you don't stick horses in racists?
No, I don't. I mean,
we probably should.
I would allow a
Kinda
horse to kick
deserve
one in the
it.
head. I wouldn't torture a horse that way.
Racists kind of deserve having.
I would allow them to be
horses
kicked by a
shoved in them.
horse. I just don't think I want to torture a horse that way.
Oh yeah, the horses.
Maybe an iron bull, that old thing
Well,
the Romans
technically,
did
if
where
it
they
was
would set an iron
glue-
bull, put you in it, and then they'd set a fire underneath it.
I wonder if we could market our own brand of Elmer's
Okay.
Elmer's butt plugs. it's gluey and you can peel it very slowly to get it off of you.
There you go.
Hey, look, my skin's coming off.
No thank
No,
you.
your anus is though.
Oh, God. No, but listen, okay. At the exact same
was
time
my
what you're
horse
talking about,
impression.
there was something much bigger going on. I don't think the commies or anyone had the power to do what they did.
Are you on fucking drugs?
I didn't think they I don't think because there was no. What was the fucking plan?
The commies didn't have the power to do that.
What
Okay.
was the plan?
To kill the one president that everyone loved.
Who was his
around
vice
the
president?
board,
Who was his vice president?
Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Do you think they wanted him to start running shit?
Yes, he did. Yes, they did.
There is always a contingency plan.
No, the
There's
contingency plan is
always a
LBJ.
contingency plan.
Do you know anything about LBJ at all?
Actually, no.
Then
I
don't start
to be
talking about
honest.
that until we can do a part 2 of this when you
Okay,
actually
yeah, 'cause
read
I don't know about
LBJ.
LBJ.
He took over the presidency for a fucking reason.
The fact of the matter is,
He was a communist sympathizer.
the fact of the matter is, there was no plan here for that.
Listen.
Just because the Bay of Pigs. Okay, maybe the Bay of Pigs
Oh, can you explain the Bay
as-
of Pigs?
yeah, when they attempted to kill Castro, right? Isn't that it?
So
It was around that same time.
tell me about the Cuban Missile Crisis, Jack.
Okay, that's when Russia was
Maybe
attempting
we
to put
should do
missile
another
silos on
episode
Cuba.
of this. What did you just say?
That was when Russia was attempting to put missile silos in Cuba.
Attempting to put missile silos on Cuba.
When they were trying to
do you
give
know
them,
how a
like,
missile
I think
silo works?
MRABs and silos. They were trying to put missiles on Cuba as a deterrent against the United States. And we kind of went, you probably shouldn't put missiles next door to us. We don't like that.
Not exactly.
Which is weird because we
but
did
you're
that in
kinda
Ukraine,
close.
but we tried to do it in
Kind of
Ukraine.
close. We did that in Ukraine.
No, we tried to do it. That's why they invaded the Crimea when they invaded Ukraine.
No, it wasn't
It's
so
because they
much,
broke they broke. I can't remember what the accords are. We weren't supposed to go further
Yeah.
than NATO's not supposed to go
No.
further than Ukraine.
No,
We're not supposed to go into
no,
Ukraine.
No, the Russians broke the accords, and then the president,
No.
the sitting president at the time, and the current president of the United States were directly involved in actual stabbing our friends in the back.
So that's
what
our
fucking
president
happened.
at that time tried to bring Ukraine into NATO. They attempted to put arms in Ukraine
By giving the enemies billions of dollars. And okay, we're gonna get too political here. We got to stop. This is we're becoming into military talk here, and I'm not a military guy, and neither are you. Historically, though, we can talk about the fact that Oswald killed Kennedy.
Oswald did not
Yes, he did.
kill Kennedy.
He absolutely
and it's
did.
too tidy and neat to say that he was just a commie sympathizer who happened to be in the Marines, by the way, which is just a weird thing to hear in the first place because most commies won't join the military.
Hold on. Bo Bergdahl.
Bo Bergdahl.
Uh-huh.
What about him?
Look him up.
Okay. I don't understand what this has to do with Lee Harvey Oswald.
It has
in a
to do
period
with
of
the human
time
intention and
when-
how people change things.
Okay, I get you, but I'm just saying it's
Chelsea
a
Manning.
strange. It's just a strange.
Chelsea Manning.
There's a difference between the creepiness of modern day America and
Okay, that's
1950s.
We weren't canceled yet, we are now.
1950s. There's a difference between the modern day America where people have
No,
too
there's
much
not.
have too little to do and too much
Dude,
time on the internet and too much.
There's not a
just
difference.
easily fucking programmed.
People work the same way all the time.
The
only difference between
No.
then and now is social media. That's the only difference between then and now.
Have you ever watched?
Period. That's it.
I can't remember what the guy's name is now, but it's an interview that he does, and he's a KGB agent, and back
yes,
in the
I
50s.
have. Yes, I absolutely have.
So you can't tell me that's the same back then as it is now,
Dude,
because they've been doing
I've
this
been saying
for
that
years.
they won the Cold War for freaking 20 years, and no one.
So it's a
listened to
different
me.
mentality in this day and age.
It's not a different
Because
mentality.
they'd already
We're
been
just-
doing this.
We're the same level of stupid we've always been.
Well, I mean, and great empires have a tendency to collapse in on themselves inevitably.
Yet this one has survived for 250 years.
Yeah, it won't survive for that much longer.
No, I said after the last election in California, last election in California we got 10 years left as a country if we're lucky.
Yeah, we lucky. But as for the Lee Harvey Oswald thing, I think I can give you this, right? I could say
And
that
for the record, though, I want to bumper that statement that I just made so you guys don't think I'm just being a political asshole. I have a lot of friends on both sides of the party that fucking agree with me.
also, on top of that, you got the issue where when he was being hauled off on camera before he gets shot, you could hear him shouting, "I'm a patsy. I was a patsy. I'm a patsy."
Well, that's, of course, what are you going to say? Like, I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. Sounds kind of familiar.
There's a difference between saying, "I'm innocent."
Humans
Hold on.
don't change.
There is a difference between saying, "I'm human. I didn't do anything," and saying, "I'm a patsy." Why those particular words? Because that
No.
words indicate that something had happened, and he's
you know
being
why
used
he
as an
said he was a
excuse.
patsy? Because that was the language of that time.
Perhaps.
It's like, I didn't do it. It was a man without an arm.
People can
What do you
shout, "I'm
think-
innocent too." They did back then. They did it back in the old ages. That's the most basic thing you could say is,
Where
"I
do you
didn't
think
do it. I'm
Clancy
innocent."
got that line? I didn't do it. A man without the arm. It was from that fucking shit with the patsy.
The fact of the matter is,
And it was Clancy. Did
it's
Clancy do that?
all of these things point to
Fugitive?
the
Was that
when you
Clancy?
consider the fact that
Hey, listen.
yeah, I think
Was it
I think
Clancy?
Tom Clancy, right? The Fugitive.
Fugitive?
I
Hold
don't
on.
remember if he did The Fugitive.
No, I feel like a dick. I should know this.
The point is that there was a lot of just weird shit around this. Okay, and I'm just going to point it out to you right now. You don't have the information. You don't have the paperwork. You don't have the videos.
No, it's
You don't
because
have
the
any of
current
this.
president didn't allow it to happen
No,
today when he
not
was supposed
just
to.
this current president.
And a couple others.
Many presidents.
2.
No, I think it's actually been quite a few, hasn't it?
No.
It's been like six, something like that.
No,
presidents.
because it was supposed
Oh,
to,
God.
according to the...
I didn't see what I tell you. Just did it there.
Hold on one moment.
The Illuminati. The fact of the matter is that sitting presidents have denied this information.
Yeah, 2 of them. Literally
Yeah,
2 of them.
It's BS.
And here's the thing. According to the Warren
Why?
Commission, look, the Warren Commission said it was supposed to be shut down until 2036. And this is my point. It's not, and here's where I was trying to go. It's not that Oswald didn't kill Kennedy. It's why was he killed? That's the point that we're overlooking with the fucking minutia of how it happened. It happened because Lee Harvey Oswald fucking shot him and killed him. The thing is, why?
And how did he get there so easily? I mean,
What do you mean? How did he get there so easily? It was 1960 fucking 3.
there was still information back
Our
then.
mom was 3 years old when that happened.
You think that okay? Then why wasn't every president assassinated? It was so goddamn easy. Why wasn't everyone before him? Why was it just like
Was
this
it
incident?
Warren G. Harding
Warren
that they
B.
tried to
Harding? Was it
assassinate?
Warren G. Harding or Warren B. Harding?
I don't know. Warren G. Harding. It sounds pretty dope though.
Was it Warren B.
I think
Harding?
it's P. Harding. Or
Because you
Warren
said
B. Harding.
Warren G. I was
Anyway,
like the rapper.
President Harding.
Harding.
I think it was.
I think you're right. He was assassinated.
No, there was an
Wasn't he?
attempt on his life, and he fucking beat the shit out of the guy.
And then what was it?
And he
Which was
shot
the
the
one who
other
got
one.
shot? And he had the fucking that big ass speech he was
That
carrying.
was the good Roosevelt, not the bad
yes.
Roosevelt.
The good Roosevelt.
The good Roosevelt. That was Teddy,
Okay, gotcha.
the bull moose.
There you go. There you go. But no, the thing is there was just so much around this that checks that someone in our country I will okay. I'll tell you
Well,
this.
there's
I'll tell you what.
Also, Abraham Lincoln was. I think he was a guy that got shot in the head.
Yeah, because he was wanting to be king.
You're an idiot sometimes.
No, I actually read history. Sometimes. Not always.
You
I don't
need
like
to stay
American
off
history, though. I'll be
BuzzFeed.
honest.
You need to stay the hell off
I will
BuzzFeed.
I will grant everybody on here that Jay is a million times better with American history than I am, because I prefer like Roman and Greek
world history
and some of the world history.
I got like
my major
you're the one that
things.
thinks Atlantis is real when you haven't read Plato's
Atlantis is real.
Republic.
It's Nochitlan.
No, that literally isn't
It's
true.
Nochitlan.
That literally is not the case.
I get more Hispanic
This
every
is
time I say it, and I
ridiculous.
say it
know.
different
You're
every
like,
time.
You're really
I'm
assuming
like
someone else's
dipping
culture.
in. I'm just dipping in there. Listen, it makes sense. No, we're not going to get into it right now. Anyways, it's just I would explain to you why it makes sense to me now more than ever. Anyway, so the point is that I feel like, and when you look at this, okay, when they say we can't release this, they won't release this document. Why didn't the last president release it? Why didn't the current sitting president? Why didn't the president before the last president release
Well, I
it?
was
Why
trying
are
to
they
explain
not
that.
releasing this?
So the Warren Commission had tried to push it to 2036. That got overturned when the Freedom of Information Act came out.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, the only time it's been looked at being released was when the date was supposed to expire, based on what court proceedings did, according to the Freedom of Information Act. And the president, currently sitting in the office, said no.
Yeah, said no to the FOIA. Nice. That's how that should work, right? I mean,
And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he first got into office around the same year that J.F.K. was assassinated.
my gosh, I recall this.
Wait, no, he was there prior because he was
was in the
super cool with the
40s.
Klans members.
Yeah, he was David Duke's little mentor boy. He was
Yeah.
his little butt buddy.
Was it David Duke?
Weird. No, it was Senator.
1 moment, please.
It was Senator. Oh God, what's that asshole's name? Someone should have killed that man before he died of natural causes. I think. What was his name? Byrd.
Oh, yeah, Bird. Yeah, that was him.
He was Byrd's little
He had nothing but
henchman.
nice things to say about him.
Yeah, no one. You
And
know,
we're
what's
not
funny
getting
is
political because I don't want to go. I'm not going to say names because I don't want to get political. But anytime a guy running for office says you're not black if you don't vote for me, as someone I wouldn't trust at all.
Can I be honest? When the guy that he was VPing for says, don't underestimate his ability to fuck shit up. That should have been the red flag.
Okay, so to be fair, he wasn't actually in office until 1973.
Oh,
So,
well, there you are.
so I guess he's off the hook for that one.
He was a governor at that point.
No, that's when he got into Senate, I believe, or Congress.
Yeah, wasn't he like a small town mayor or like a governor at that point?
I don't know.
Because he'd already been in politics before he entered in.
I don't know. I just looked at Wikipedia.
Anywho,
I try not to care too much about that
the point
guy.
is,
He
is my
sniffs kids.
opinion.
And
Yeah,
anyone
this
that
is true.
sniffs kids and I are going to have a fucking problem.
Yes, there will be problems. There will be problems.
There will be votes to get you out of office.
There will be votes.
Not that it will count because we live in
yes.
California where your votes don't matter. It's like, whose line is it?
It's like
anyway?
welcome to California, where your votes don't matter.
Where your points don't matter. We make it up as we go along.
We do what we want.
And we know that now.
Oh yeah, no, we figured that one out pretty quickly.
And I've learned something very important in the last
learned
couple of
something
years. That people on both sides of the aisle politically in America can agree on one thing. We should shoot pedophiles
That is the unifying message.
after they're convicted guilty, though.
Yes.
Because this is
Yes.
where God pays attention,
Yes.
America.
I've heard some people tell me this was disgusting, and then I was just like, well, at least we know who to start with.
What's disgusting?
Shooting pedophiles, executing pedophiles.
Well, okay, so to be fair, the cost of ammunition right now is so expensive.
Knives are better, probably.
It would just be easier to hook them up to an electric chair and flip the switch on and off a few times.
Have you seen the cost of electricity these days?
Yeah, but it'd be cheaper than
You know,
ammunition.
you got a knife. The people been
Okay,
doing.
this is
People been executing people like go Roman. You know, you just take them back into a forest, just right through the top of the. Anyways, I got a little
Anyone that's
graphic.
listened to us for any amount of time knows that
Little
people that
graphic.
touch kids are our enemies and we fucking hate you.
Yes, don't watch our show.
That said, we're
Go
cool with
away.
everybody else for the most part.
Yeah, everyone else you can stay, but if
We're
you
not a big fan of commies.
if you're a creepy bastard, you can go away.
I don't mind commies so
Actually,
much when I talk to them in person.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't actually dislike commies.
I don't dislike them as people.
So, I mean,
Because most of them don't know any better because of the communist education system that's been forced in their brain and they've been
Well, there's
brainwashed,
a-
and no one's read Orwell and what the fuck is happening?
there's a difference between what they're trying to do nowadays and communism. There's a difference. Slight, but still. But JFK, man. So
You got 3 laughs for that bullshit that you just said.
but
Guys, if you can't tell, I hope you can hear it. We have a soundboard hooked up now, which
nice.
is a terrible decision.
But
I should not have done that.
So with JFK, the fact that he died in the hospital, I didn't know that. But with Ruby, it got interesting because after he got acquitted and everything like that, he was seen by a doctor and he was perfectly sane, like
Yeah,
he was a
no,
normal person.
So Jack Ruby was a nightclub owner, which is the craziest shit. And he just decided to
He
kill
had
a guy.
everything to lose.
Well, and he could have just decided, hey, you just assassinated my president and shot him, which would make sense. I would get that. If someone went and shot the current president, I would want justice too, because he's the commander in chief of my country. And that means a lot to me. It does. Even if I don't like the guy or if I don't agree with him or whatever, I don't want an assassination. That's
a bloody
horrible.
nose that no one wants.
No, exactly. It makes us look weak and stupid.
There's a difference between voting people out and being a fucking dickhead.
Exactly. If
You don't get to
agree
decide
with
for
him,
everybody.
then fucking vote him out.
Because
Like,
here's the
don't
thing.
shoot him. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, here's the thing: is even if you disagree with them, you have to realize there are still a large chunk of people who agree with them, and you're making a decision as an individual
Exactly.
to take away their choice.
Now, look, I'm all for
And that's
individuality. I'm an individual. I want my individual rights in reality there. At the same time, though, so is the guy in office. He's got a family. He's got friends. He's a person.
Oftentimes, they just think they're doing the right thing when they do a lot of stuff. A lot of people
And
that are making these decisions,
Okay, so vigilante justice
good
is
or
not,
bad.
When it
No,
comes
I'm
to the
talking about.
president-
I'm talking about
no,
people
what I'm
like.
saying, though, with Jack Ruby, vigilante justice is not a good idea.
No, I disagree. I think vigilante justice is a great idea.
What I mean when it comes to
Frontier
Jack
justice.
Ruby. When you're doing something like that,
Well, okay, hold on, but
Oswald is absolutely murdered the president.
But the
and
thing
you just
is-
agreed with me. You
is-
didn't even say it.
I disagree with you. But the thing is when you look at it, he literally took the life of someone that needed to be questioned. There needed to be questions as to why, what, when, how.
Exactly.
And this
You're right.
this fool.
And that's the justice system can work. It's not like that dude who's the guy molested his kid, and he was at the airport when the guy was getting taken out after being convicted, and he turned around and shot the guy in the head. That guy needs
Frontier
a
justice.
fucking medal.
Or the guy who hunted his
That's
daughter
cool.
down and being sold to sex trafficking.
Yeah, the guy in Washington recently
Took
that
her
killed
out of
that
it.
asshole that sold his daughter into sex trafficking.
Found her.
And we talked about this. And
He is the
killed
literal-
He beat the guy to death. And
They
put him
need
in
to
the back
make
of a trunk.
Taken 3 and put him as the
That
fucking
guy
star
is
of
what
that. He
Liam
is
Neeson
Taken.
should have been in Taken.
And he saved his daughter from sex trafficking, which most people when they vanish, you don't see him again. But he
No,
somehow
for a fact.
fucking found her,
That's
and
an
he hunted that
absolute
guy
fact.
down. And
And
he put.
he beat the
That's
hell
probably
out
how he
of him.
found her. Was he took that guy down? He fucking put him in a trunk and said, "You need to
I
talk."
still think it's fucked up that thieves are the reason he got caught.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
That guy should get an acquittal.
No, he needs to be separated.
He needs
That's
a presidential
bullshit.
pardon.
That's a bullshit right there.
Hashtag Joe Biden pardon
Come on, Joe.
that guy.
Let's do something right here. Let's
Let's
get
do it.
this guy a
We got
pardon.
you.
Let's go.
I'll vote for your second term if you pardon this guy today.
Yeah, and if you also allow people to hunt down and kill sex traffickers,
No.
That would be-
no.
wait, what?
I do believe in trial and jury.
no.
I like to say stuff like that. But
Okay,
I
first
actually
off,
believe in the
I
justice
would
system.
just say if you can prove that these people are involved and kill them and then bring it to court, I would be okay with
Oh yeah, no. At
pardoning
that
you
point,
after
we
the
should
fact.
do like a human hunt where
And
people can pay. Oh,
if-
dude, that's a great idea.
Just put
I
their
have a great
heads
idea.
up and
guys.
then put a
just
scalp
spitball this.
warrant on it, basically.
I need someone from Congress to back me up on this. So if you guys know a representative, let them know my theory here, my idea here. I know how we can cover some of the Justice Department stuff. You know how people spend money to go to Africa and shoot lions for preservation
Aye.
and giraffes and shit, so that the money goes to preserve the rest of the animals, and they shoot the ones that aren't, able to breed and make more of them.
I
and
like
they're
where this is
dying?
going.
Yes, I figured you would. What if, instead of sending them to prison and sucking up all the taxpayers' money,
Yes.
and it's just an idea, just hear me out. What if we take someone convicted by a jury of their peers? Okay, hear me out, because that's when people go to prison for a very long time. We give them an option. The chance to survive free.
Ooh. This is going
But-
somewhere great.
But
This is fantastic.
there's a but. There's always a but. To pay for the trial and to pay for the costs of the restitution to the victims,
Mm.
people get to buy a hunting tag. Folks that want to spend the money to buy a hunting tag, as one would if you wanted to shoot a deer or a bear.
Or a pedophile.
Well, you're jumping
Or a
ahead.
human trafficker.
You're jumping ahead.
Oh,
Reel it
sorry.
back. Reel it back, motherfucker.
Okay, we're coming back. Okay, got you. I don't want to jump too far ahead there. This is going good.
You can buy a tag to do what Jack just fucking implied, because he's a cunt. And
My bad.
they're let loose in terrain. So they get a chance at freedom. And if they're innocent, they will fucking live. Because self-preservation, if you don't have any guilt, is a strong thing.
Mm-hmm.
If they're guilty, they'll start being wilted down by guilt, and then a hunter gets to tag them.
And hey, even if they do get away, I'm pretty sure they're not going to want to go back.
They don't want to go back to society.
They don't want to go back.
Their faces everywhere, etc. Well, no, if they escape, if they get out of the boundary, then, they've fought hard enough to survive.
They get that free because they
To
earned their life.
clarify, though, they're not going to be armed because that doesn't make any sense. They have to figure out how to fashion a weapon themselves.
But you see, you've got to have a competition going on because you got to have
We
the
could
hunters
clear the prisons out in 2 years and put so much money back into the hands of the victims.
Yeah, but you also got to think that the hunters have to they have to host a family member. At least one, however many family members of the victims wish to go, they have to host them during the hunt.
No. The family members can bid into it too.
No, because
It's like a
why would they
hunting
bid into this?
Because
they deserve the justice.
Listen, most family members, believe it or not, as much as we would want the reciprocity and violence, it's not up to them a lot of the time to do it personally. They won't do it. Most people don't even defend themselves when it comes to conflict.
That's true.
But the other part is, and hear me out, guys. This is going to get dark.
It's gonna get dark.
Once the game is finished, and by game I mean the person, the hunter that tags the person, the criminal, the convicted, very convicted, because they did evil things, who did not get away from it, the hunter can decide if they want to keep the skull as a trophy.
Ooh,
And
they should be allowed to do that.
we take the rest of the meat and
Please tell me this is going where I think it's going. I think this is going where I think it's going because I like this idea too.
where do you think it's going?
Well, I mean, the other ones got to eat too, don't they?
Feed them.
You got to feed the other traffickers and pedos.
trichinosis. You got to give them a chance because there
You
are
cook
people
it
that
right.
Listen, there's
If
people,
you cook it
there
right.
are people that are convicted that are innocent. That's
Okay.
why the innocent guys fight and run. You don't want to give them trichinosis before they get a chance to
Fine.
defend
Well,
themselves.
who are you feeding it to then?
I was going to say hunting dogs.
That's not even slightly dark. I got a little darker there.
So they have a taste.
You went dark. I went darker.
Yeah, no, yours
I went
Soylent
midnight.
Green. That was some Soylent Green shit right
I'm
there,
sorry.
bro.
I don't like these people. I think human traffickers are the scum of the earth.
We're going to send them to Africa. What the fuck, Jack?
Fuck
You're
yeah.
a horrible person.
I personally think that human
I think it's a
traffickers are
brilliant
the scum of the
idea.
earth.
It would put money back into the society. It would take bad people out of the prisons and depopulate the prisons. It would like make people deter from doing horrible things like fucking kids. It's simple.
Yeah, this is true.
It's
It's kind of
Occam's
like
razor.
it's Occam's razor that
Boom.
Lee Harvey Oswald was part of MK Ultra.
That's possible. I don't disagree with you.
When Ruby was
Here's the funny part: is I'm not saying that Lee Harvey Oswald was not part of like fucking MK Ultra. We know that program existed. You can go to CIA.gov and look at it. I'm not disagreeing with you at all on that front.
and I mean it was they tried to destroy the documents, but they didn't get that
All
last.
I'm
I think they got
saying
like a
is-
couple. I think the documents got leaked. Like a good amount of them got caught before they could destroy
The whole
them.
point of this wasn't like to say that there was a weird conspiracy about the assassination. It was why. We know what happened. We know that Oswald shot Kennedy. The question is, why?
And
That
this
was my point.
is where I believe why is answered.
Now, I'm going to bring back to, as I alluded to before, if you've been hanging out with us for an hour and 15 minutes, Brandon Herrera, the AK guy, talking about this, which is why we're doing the show tonight. Did you watch the video?
I didn't get to see the end of it.
So
I was doing dishes.
He used the same gun, the same round, and fired. And guess what happened?
The same thing.
No. The bullet that Joe Rogan had posted up and said this wasn't ever fired was warped a certain way. The bullet Brandon Herrera fired was warped very similar. The point is, ballistics don't just fucking stay the same the entire time. They change. They warp.
No.
Physics matters.
It could hit something and then it could go warble. It could start wobbling and go off course.
Keyhole, they can do all sorts of shit.
It's they could tumble inside of you, fly out. They could hit you in the stomach and fly out your upper body.
Fired. Now, I'm not saying that bullet was the bullet from Kennedy, because honestly, look, while I completely believe Lee Harvey Oswald killed John F. Kennedy, I completely believe that. I also believe the idea the CIA wasn't involved is a load of horse shit. And the idea that he had enemies that were involved was a little horse shit. I mean, look at the mafia ties to his family.
Well, think about hold on.
There's more to it than just Lee Harvey Oswald shooting him for whatever the fuck reason. There's a lot more to it, and that part is accurate. I guarantee.
I think the mafia ties are pointless. I think what actually happened here was because Jack Ruby, when he got interviewed after the fact, right? He was a sane man. He got interviewed. He got checked in by a doctor. He was perfectly sane, perfectly normal. There was a doctor who got assigned to him named West, and this doctor was begged basically to get put on this case. And when he got put on this case...
No, not Adam West?
No.
But he's not a doctor?
I can't remember what the guy's name was all the way. I just know his name was Dr. West, and I don't know his full name off the top of my head. But after he got seen by this doctor who pushed for a judge to put him on the case, he finally got what he wanted, and soon after he came out and he said, this guy's crazy. He's nuts. He's not himself. And then people who'd seen him prior to this doctor seeing him, visiting him, had already spoke about the fact that Ruby was talking about MK Ultra. He was talking about how he was able to talk to people, and his job was to help drive people insane without them knowing it, drive them crazy. And he was talking about MK Ultra, and he was talking openly about it during court and stuff like that. He was. I mean, I don't know if it was court, but he was talking to someone in private about it. And then this doctor came in, and this doctor wanted to see him. And after this doctor seen him, all of a sudden he went slightly fucking loopy, and he started having fugue states, which is when you start to lose a sense of yourself, where you are, what's going on. And this is something that they said happened to Oswald after he was caught by the cops. He didn't know where he was. He didn't know why they had tackled him. He was legitimately confused. And so that's what the officers, I believe, said at the time, was they were confused. He was confused. And so that's why he was saying, I'm a patsy. And he was having a fugue state. And that's the same thing that happened to Ruby when this doctor visited him. And so then...
What you're saying is that Oswald did shoot Kennedy, but he was in a fugue state.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
So
I don't think he shot
After
him.
all this argument,
My point was to come back to this and say that I think he was physically there. His training was there, but I think someone else had him pull the trigger. I think someone else shot him essentially.
I agree with you,
but I think he was just a pawn in the. Like you said, he was a patsy.
So it's either one of two things. It's either that is where I'm coming from. I don't know if it's the fact. I know he did it. That said, it's like Baldwin blaming the fucking armorer. You had the gun in your hand. It's your fucking fault. You're the
What's
one
the first? Have you ever seen the first rules of safety? First, don't aim it at anybody. Second, clear it.
No. The first rule of gun safety is to check the weapon to see if it's loaded and the rounds are live. That's the first rule. Alec Baldwin did none of those things, and he committed manslaughter.
Yeah, he killed someone.
And they're blaming someone else.
That's his fucking fault. When you're handed, when you're handed a weapon, it's on you.
Knowing it's a weapon that's been fired because people were taking plinking practice with it and fucking shooting targets.
And there's no such thing as a prop gun, by the way.
Yeah, a prop gun means property of the company. It doesn't mean it's... Well, no, there are prop guns. They're rubber, and they don't
Well, I mean, there's a difference between what people do. The thing is when they do that, I believe they actually remove the firing pin for scenes where they don't have to actually fire live.
First of all, it's a revolver. It doesn't have a firing pin. Usually it has a hammer. The hammer has the pin connected to it.
No, that's good.
Especially the pistol he was using.
But we're running off here on Alec Baldwin.
We are digressing.
Let's bring this back to MK Ultra. So and how I think this all ties in. So after Ruby got seen by this West. He went crazy, and this was after he'd been talking about MK Ultra. And a doctor had seen him afterwards, and there were people who'd known Ruby, and they said this guy was perfectly sane just a couple weeks ago, well, just a couple days ago. Like everybody who'd known him, everybody who'd seen him said he was perfectly fine. He was normal, and then he dies of a heart attack.
He dies of a heart attack in prison, waiting to get out of jail,
and he just went
he was going through
crazy
trial.
all of a sudden, and he was starting to talk about driving people crazy without them knowing about it.
That's some of the stuff that when I was a kid, I don't know if you remember Grandpa at all. He would tell me about certain things the government would do because he was one of those kind of G-men type dudes, and he would talk to me about like interrogation tactics and how they would mess with people. And this is really good to hear. It might explain why I'm such a screwed up motherfucker at this age. Because I was already screwed up at 6. But he would talk about this stuff. Dad would too. I don't know where Dad heard it from. Weird. Probably his dad. That's weird. But they would talk about this stuff. And yes, I'm wearing TARDIS pajamas. If you're watching the video, don't judge me. Fuck off. I have shorts over them.
Okay.
Just saying.
That's weird.
Just in case people are watching. I don't know.
Okay.
Or will be watching.
Well, I mean, I was gonna go.
We're gonna
I was
get
still
totally kicked off YouTube for this.
Rabbit holing somewhere.
Okay, rabbit hole.
So, before you continue that train of thought, hold it, because there were 3 people, and this is the problem with I need to write down these damn names. There were 3 people. There was an officer named Hunter. I can't remember, and the other 2 names, they slipped me. But after Ruby's death, there was only 3 people allowed inside, and he was living with someone named what was his name? It was something Governor or Govern. It was some kind of name. He was living with some dude named Governor or something like that. And he was his roommate or his lover or something like that. And he let him in he let these 3 people in to go view his room, to see Ruby's room. And they went and looked, and he was telling him, he said he's a patriot, he's a stand-up American. He doesn't have a political thing in the world. He doesn't do politics. And they said he's not political. He's a normal person. He's your stand-up average American. So after they searched his room, after they were able to go through his stuff, I don't remember what they found, but when they came out, when they came out of it, each one of those men would die within a short period of time of doing this.
No, that doesn't surprise me at all.
There was a doctor who I'm going to give this one away, but he doesn't die. But it's like
spoilers. It's only been 30
like Hoffman or Hofferman or something like that. There was another doctor
53 years
that I think he saw Ruby before Ruby was killed, and he said that what he thought happened was it didn't make sense why he had gone from being perfectly normal to have this to having this problem. He said one of the things that he thinks could have happened was a chemically induced psychosis or chemical psychosis.
Hey, do you want to hear something different? I just looked up.
Huh.
Do you know where Jack Ruby was pronounced dead at?
Huh.
Take a guess.
Not that same fucking hospital.
I had no idea.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's on the Wikipedias.
Oh wow, that's not sketchy at all. What if this is literally not a situation where there's any conspiracy theories, but there was literally a doctor who was just a homicidal murderer who was killing people at this hospital. They just all happened to be killed by him.
He was a nightclub owner.
Yeah, he was just a nightclub owner. He had everything to lose doing everything he did. And I think he was the same way. He didn't understand why, or he didn't understand what was going on when he shot Oswald. Like, he didn't know what was going on. And this is the thing that happened was there's a lot of people involved that don't know why these things took place.
I get a little more intel on Ruby here that makes a little more sense. He's from Chicago.
Oh, okay, yeah, he would kill people.
That actually makes sense.
They just like to shoot people, I believe, if they come from Chicago, right?
Yeah, it's like the
they come out of the womb with a 9, I believe.
Middle East of America.
Right? They come out of the womb with a 9, strapped on.
I don't know.
It's attached to their umbilical cord.
Guy Nick, if he ever listens to the show,
it's attached to the umbilical. It's inside of the.
Oh look, illegal activities in Dallas. There's evidence indicating Jack Ruby had been involved with the underworld. Go figure.
Yeah, he was definitely. There was definitely mafia.
The mafia. You know that the Kennedys were in office at all because of John F. Kennedy's dad being a mafia scumbag.
Yeah.
That's the entire reason their family got popular. So,
yeah, but hold on, because this is why I think this rabbit hole goes deeper, right? So those 3 people died out of nowhere, right? They all died.
I don't know if it's out of nowhere.
But a little while later, a woman a reporter, a lady reporter, I believe it was. I can't remember if she was a lady reporter or God. I wish I remember. See, this is the problem with not writing shit down. She was actually writing a book about it, and she was telling someone who was actually the wife of a Cuban person, or the wife of the Cuban president at the time.
What's that? You mean Fidel Castro?
I don't know if it, maybe it was a mayor or
dictator?
it was someone in Cuba. She was someone
the
important.
evil
It was like a
dictator
mayor or
of
something in
Cuba?
Cuba. It was one of the mayors of Cuba or something like that. She was friends with, and she was talking to this person's wife, and she had told her that she was days away from blowing the lid off of this J.F.K. assassination. That she was about to blow this open wide.
She was days away from blowing J.F.K.
After she said that. After she said she was days away and she was writing a book, she gave her notes over to this woman. She met with her and gave her the notes over. A few days later, she died. And then, lo and behold, the next day, the woman that she met up with also died.
So what
The
you're
next
saying
day.
is the the Epstein tree grows deep.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The roots are deep.
Oh, yeah, they're deep here.
Incestuous, horrible, evil group of people.
But there was
who are
another
just
book that was
ass
written.
Fucks.
And there's been another book written that's recent, and that's basically where a lot of it I think stops, because I think that's where the buck stops there with like the people who died, because that's where everybody just kind of gave up and stopped looking, I think, because people kind of realized what was happening here. But my theory is based on the fact that at the same time JFK was introducing articles to remove the powers from the Federal Reserve, and he was getting ready to roll back on the CIA. And at the same time, while he was doing two things at once, that was obviously going to piss off agencies that may or may not have some sort of a
Well, the Federal Reserve isn't an agency.
financial. No, the CIA.
Well, the
He was
Federal
rolling back
Reserve
both.
Isn't an agency. It's a group of conglomerate banks.
Well, yeah.
Andrew Jackson got tricked into signing, and he fought against it. And then guess what happened to Andrew Jackson after he was out of office? He got assassinated.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But just after this assassination was just a short time. I think it was like only like a month. Like it wasn't even a month. I don't think. I can't remember how exactly long, but it was a short period after he introduced. He was talking about removing the Fed. He was talking about fighting to stop the Fed.
Yeah, definitely.
And
No,
he was rolling back on the CIA, and then he was rolling back pay on the CIA. He wanted to get rid of the CIA, but this is the thing you got to realize
that's a
is,
bad idea.
and I hate to tell you this right now, because those of you who love JFK was a sympathizer for the Communist Party, whether or not he was
really
attempting
wasn't.
to kill
He wasn't a sympathizer for
some
communists.
people.
JFK was like middle of the road politically. That's why he was so popular, because he was not.
I felt like he wasn't he?
No, absolutely
And
not.
I don't hate communists, but
He was
I'm not
in
saying that it's a
between.
negative
he
thing.
was riding the fence in between about certain things, and he actually did a lot of good, even though his personal life
Was a
shitty.
Clusterfuck.
Yeah, he was a shitty fucking person
His family
as
was
an
just-
individual, according to certain people's beliefs and ideas. But he wasn't like terrible as a politician. He did quite well over the fence. He meant to make things together. He loved Abraham Lincoln. That was one of his favorite people in history, and he's the guy that did the Republican Party. Was Abraham Lincoln. So they did the Republican Party.
He did the shit out of that party.
The guy the first president of the Republican Party was Abraham Lincoln, and Kennedy idolized him. Kennedy, coming from the background of his family, he was the first billionaire president, which is weird. And now you'd be like, oh, I hate that guy because he has money, and I don't, because eventually I want to be a billionaire.
I want to be
dreams.
so freaking bad. I'm sorry, we're going to get sued. No, but the point is that
you were under the 10 seconds. We're fine.
all of this kind of ties back to the fact that
You have one mustache
there's
here that's
some-
like creeping into your teeth. It's driving me fucking crazy. I just want to like pull it and check the fucker out.
Sorry, but
Have
the
you
point
not
is
heard of
that
scissors?
these ties. This ties is so simple because they push the mafia narrative really hard.
Well, yeah, his
But-
dad was a fucking mafioso.
The CIA thing I think is the deepest. I think that's the one.
No,
where
I
it
don't
went from.
disagree with
Rolling back
you.
the CIA, targeting
Okay,
CIA
so
for
to clarify,
rollbacks.
listen, and here's-
the Federal Reserve.
Here's
was
one of
a
the
mistake
weirder
on-
parts
well, it was
is
a good idea, but
people
bad mistake.
forget this part. Okay, so we talk about the mafia. Well, it was the CIA. Well, why couldn't it be both? I mean, the fucking Scientologists got in the IRS. Literally.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
we talked.
sweet
We did an
Jesus.
episode about this.
Oh yeah, we did.
The Scientologists. The Scientologists.
We need to brush up on that one.
who are way less violently powerful. Well, they were less violently powerful than the mafia. Infiltrated this fucking IRS.
Yeah.
How do we not think it's possible that the mafia could possibly have influenced the CIA.
We have reporters who aren't even reporters anymore that have people infiltrated in these goddamn
Look,
organizations.
I'm just really happy that our
'Cause everybody's
grandpa,
human.
when he was in the
Whatever he was in.
allegedly, wasn't Italian, because he probably would have been in the mafia.
Potentially.
That said, though, our grandma, his wife, did grow up in Hell's Kitchen.
She was full Irish. Wasn't she born in Ireland and brought over?
Well, there's a question there if she was born here or there or on the boat. She wasn't born in Ireland. She was either born on the boat or born in Queens.
She's still considered Irish.
Well, yeah. Technically, it's 2 generations. At least it was. So when I last looked at it, if you want to be a dual citizen of Ireland, and this could be wrong, please correct me
It's
if
2
I am.
generations, right?
Yeah. Last I looked, it was 2 generations if you wanted to get your Irish citizenship or whatever, dual citizenship. I don't know if that's true. I don't really care.
I thought you just
look
bought
at
a
it this way,
potato
my
and they would do it because of the famines.
My family left for a reason. That's why I'm not too worried about
yeah,
it.
we're gonna go back now because it's gotten so much better.
And Grandpa, Dad's dad was Scandinavian and possibly Welsh. I'm not sure. And then Mom's dad was Irish and black and Native American. And her mom was German and possibly Irish. I don't know.
A lot of Irish in there.
That's the upside about America. It says it on our money. E pluribus unum. From many, one.
Point is that I feel like he got killed because of the Fed and the CIA. I think that's what happened. And this is why they won't release it.
Well, I'm not
because
disagreeing with you. I'm just saying
but why would-
Oswald shot Kennedy is all I'm saying.
the thing is everybody knows this is fact. They know he was killed by the government at this point. So why not release the damn papers?
We've literally argued the same argument for an hour and a half.
Yep. But why not release the papers? People already know what it's going to say.
That's the
At this
question.
point, there's not really going to be a surprise unless you say aliens phasered his ass from the top of the. They were
I'll tell you
floating above
exactly
there.
why the government
They levitated it in.
Here's why POTUS, the current POTUS, didn't release the papers. I'll tell you that right now.
Piss people off.
Because we fucking did something stupid,
Oh yeah. Oh, something
or
dumb
we
happened.
didn't do something stupid enough for them to agree with it.
Well, they're saying it's
That's it. I mean, there's no like.
three presidents now at this point who said no, and they've all said it was a
No.
matter of national security.
There hasn't been 3 presidents who said no.
Yeah, there was 3.
No. 3 presidents have not signed
I
off
thought it
on
was
saying
3
no. No, just 2.
Oh, it's 2. But they both now said it was a matter of national security.
I'll tell
that
you why
be
they're not
released.
doing it. It's because it had to do with the communism. It had to do with us invading. It had to do with other people getting into office in certain ways, and things were found. And it has to do with civil unrest.
In this day and age, it might be a bad idea to release that information.
It's a different kind of civil unrest. But one of those things is the fact. There's no other reason they would not release the information. If the government's not telling you something, it's because it's the worst possible fucking scenario.
Yeah, there's something there that they're
It was
just not willing to talk
aliens.
about. It was aliens. It was Bigfoot and aliens.
It was 100% aliens.
It was all aliens.
The
People didn't
Loch
wanna
Ness
believe this.
Monster shot Kennedy from the grassy knoll.
Yeah, the Loch Ness Monster was there. Bigfoot was in the observatory with Oswald, and then the babushka lady was actually I think it was a witch. It was just a straight up witch.
What is this babushka lady you keep talking about? That's
You
a
never heard about the
Photoshop
babushka
thing.
lady? That's not Photoshop.
Photoshopped.
Have you ever seen the video?
Yeah, it's photoshopped.
No, it's not.
It's not real.
No, she's in the Zapruder film.
It's not a real thing.
The Zapruder film?
No, the babushka lady.
She's in the Zapruder film.
No, that was from that movie with the guy who played Robin Hood.
Was it?
I don't know. I'm just making shut up now.
I mean, you got me
I
going.
was
over
spitting
there.
facts
Wait,
all
what?
day, and I got you arguing facts, and now you're like, wait, was this true?
No, it wasn't true.
I'm telling you facts the entire fucking show, and now you're like, wait, what?
The fact of the matter
Kevin
is,
Costner, that's the guy that played Robin Hood.
someone else probably shot them in the first place.
No.
And it came
No.
back and to the left.
Look, Oswald killed Kennedy.
Back and to the left
What does that mean?
on the grassy knoll.
Are you singing a song now?
No, it's I don't know what to say.
Oswald killed Kennedy. That's it. Whether he did it of his own volition or not is up in the air. Like I said, the reason I wanted to talk about this is not the fact that Oswald didn't kill Kennedy, because it's not true. It's that Oswald killed Kennedy, and the question we should be asking is, why? Like all great assassinations.
Release the information.
Why?
Release the damn
Exactly.
information.
Why aren't we releasing the information?
Just release it.
That's the other fucking question.
Just we deserve to know. We have a right to know.
And that goes back to Oswald fucking killed Kennedy, but why did he do it? And the government knows about it. Or they would release the fucking information and say, oh, it's unknown.
The fact of the matter is there were people who voted for him. There were people in this country. Everybody deserves to know what happened to a sitting president when he was assassinated and what was happening
It's
around
like when we faked landing on the moon. Like, what the fuck? Just tell us the truth. We know we didn't go to
everybody
the
knows
moon.
we'd never been to the moon.
Fucking seriously.
Jesus. And the earth is flat.
And I swear to God, if Neil Armstrong tries to punch me in the face, I'm going to hit him right in the neck.
Yeah. Punch Neil Armstrong.
You're a liar, you motherfucker. I don't care.
Call him a bitch.
I will spit on your fucking head.
There you go. Spit on him.
Break a fucking egg on it and shit.
Break his hip.
I don't even know what that means. Well, I do. You break an egg, I guess technically it just opens up. I shouldn't explain that too much.
Okay, anyways.
Pretty obvious. No, we totally didn't land on the moon either, though.
No, definitely not.
No, we didn't. Like, we didn't land on the moon.
Yes, we did.
No, we fucking didn't.
Wait, wasn't I the one who was arguing against this before? How did we just, we forget what we were doing?
Welcome to Bizarro World. Oh, you're not old enough to know what that is, are you?
Maybe this is a Freudian, or maybe this is not Freudian, but maybe this is Mandela effect.
It was a Freudian slip.
It was the Mandela effect the entire time. No, that is not Freudian.
No, that would be a Freudian slip, yeah.
No. A Freudian slip is when you say something you don't mean, or you mean, but you say you say something trying to cover it up.
Yeah, based on sexuality, usually. Yeah, it's a Freudian slip.
Are you talking about Oedipus?
Sigmund Freud. No, Oedipus is when you want to fuck your mom. An Oedipal complex is when you want to bang your mother. Have you not read Oedipus?
Yeah, I have. I also know who.
I don't think you've read. I don't think you've read that.
I also know who. What's that emperor?
Caligula.
No, not Caligula.
Caesar.
No.
Nero.
Nero. It was Nero.
What about Nero?
Screwed his mom.
I mean, technically,
most of them did, but
he screwed everybody. Technically,
yeah, pretty much.
He had a really bad track record.
That he fucking did.
That's why democracies don't last.
This is fucking accurate.
Anyway, thanks for watching or listening or whatever the fuck you're doing with Vanishing Gates. Jack, read off that fucking email there. If they want to send us stories and ideas for shows.
Tell VG your stories at gmail.com. Share your stories.
Boom chakalaka. Will you spell stories for them in case they are like you?
STORIES.
Boom chakalaka.
Why would they spell it any other way?
Dude, you'd be fucking surprised.
Yeah, probably would.
I spell it wrong half the time, and I'm not completely stupid.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Close.
All right, I got to get going now.
I'm not completely stupid, but getting there. We doing a show tomorrow?
I don't know.
We need more shows. Oh, what we should talk about is live streaming video games. Are you going to set up your Twitch shit so we can stream?
No, probably not. I'm lazy.
We should probably start doing that, though.
Wait, that sucks. Okay, fine. We'll talk about it.
Doesn't suck.
We'll talk about it.
You're using the same internet I'm using.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about it.
Well, we should talk about the game we're going to stream.
What game are we going to stream?
You want to do that?
Phasmophobia?
Ghost orgasm one. Yeah, Phasmophobia. There you go. Ghost orgasm. Phasmophobia.
Yeah,
whatever.
Well, we can
Frightened
that.
coming. I don't know what we want to call it.
Oh, my God. All right, I want to go, though, because it's getting late, and I want to go to bed.
You were in bed when I called you
I want to
fucking
go back to bed.
2 hours ago.
I fell asleep. I only slept like 30 minutes. Give me a break.
Anyway. All right. Thanks for watching Vanishing Gates. I'm Jay, and this guy is...
The fantastic Jack?
All right. Do your thing.
Goodbye, everybody.
And good nightmares. No, it's not going to work. Yep. Oh, here we go.
Did it work?
It's slowly working, maybe. It puts lotion on its skin. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe, or else it gets the hose again.
Following and sharing is required. Hello.